Well, here we are in Independence, Missouri for the Sunbeam United once-a-decade car show for all Roots cars. Sunbeams, Hillmans like this one, which is a Tiger-powered drivetrain. 1959 Hillman wagon.
You saw him run a couple times.
Sunbeam Imp.
He could corner like a go-kart. He had pretty much the same size.
Here we have a 1969 Sunbeam Alpine. This green car is a factory right-hand drive Sebring race car that was found and restored to original specs as raced in 1961 or 62 Sebring race. Beautiful, beautiful right-hand drive, 4-cylinder Alpine. The actual car that raced at Sebring, factory raced. Sunbeam Alpines. Early cars, like this one with the fins. This is like pre-63. I really like the color of this Alpine. He said it's a Porsche color. It really pops. This is a beautiful Alpine, beautiful black paint. Wow. These guys are inspecting it for a concourse. That's what the event is. This is a modified Alpine. This one has a V6 2.8 Ford 6-cylinder, and the man that built this car actually built header kits and cross members and mounts to mount your V6 modern motor into your Alpine that normally would have had a 4-cylinder. Here's another reincarnation of it, another V6 Alpine with air conditioning. Very cool. Cars are called Harrington Le Mans Alpines. They only made about 250 of these cars originally, and they're very interesting cars. Sunbeam Alpine Fastback called a Le Mans.
The only issue, if you remember, he wanted to make sure it was an original one and not a repo. Right. You're real confident that
there's 5 of them here, of the 250 that were ever built. Well, this one's really stunning, huh? Look at that paint. Oh my God.
How you doing?
All the little fastback, factory fastback Alpines called a Harrington Le Mans. Harrington was the factory that built them
Up until about
for
62,
Sunbeam.
Ritz was doing great.
And again, it's just a 4-cylinder Sunbeam Alpine, but a very unique body, fastback roof. Beautiful, huh? Now we're getting over to stock Tigers. stone stock. This is a concourse event where they're being inspected for every little thing. Everything, every hose clamp has to be perfect. Everything has to be original from the factory. And the inspectors are inspecting them, and they all get their points, and after they get their points, they are able to tally them up and come up with winners. But anyway, they're very nice cars, all of them, in this event. This Mark II belongs to my friend Alan. Very nice original car. Same color as mine was from the factory, but mine is not red anymore. It's been black for about 40 years plus. Beautiful cars. This is an original paint car. The roughness and the red on the fender is actually where the paint has been rubbed through or scratched through, but it's an original paint car.
Well, we drew. You can't drive all the way because there's no land crossing.
This car here is original paint also. This Tiger has original paint, only 46,000 miles on it. It's very unusual to find one that's never been modified at all. This is a very nice black early car also. They're so beautiful. I was speaking to this owner, a Mark II like mine. He's had it 30 years and drove it from about 700 miles, I guess, from Colorado. Mark II Tiger. Very nice car here. Some of these cars have so much money in them. Oh my God. It's crazy. Look at that paint. Oh my God. And the louvers, well, we know about that. The louvers to get the engine heat out of the compartment. Beautiful, beautifully beautiful. Popular color for Tigers was either red or green. A lot of green ones, a lot of red ones. This car is stunning beyond belief. It's the only one here, I'm sure, with this intake system of dual quads, which is really bizarre on a Tiger. And of course the paint is spectacular, and the interior is nice. Beautiful tan leather with canvas top, and just spectacular. Beautiful car. This is a race car, Tiger. It too has very interesting things like this big, huge heat exhaust vent in the quarter panel, getting the heat out of the engine compartment, which is a real trick on a Tiger. Air can get in, but air can't get out. So they put these big, huge vents in the quarter panels, and that, I'm sure, it really does the job. He also has a air filter pan to seal the intake cool air into the carburetor, while the vent on the side gets the hot air out, bypassing the carburetor, which is really good.
But they concentrate on cars in classic style.
And it looks odd in the engine compartment because he's got a smaller aftermarket alternator and he doesn't have a brake booster. So it looks like there's a lot of room in there, but normally you wouldn't have that much room in that engine compartment.
But the night before, we had a ball, and it was really neat. We drove down for it. The dress was formal, period clothing from the 50s and 60s, or racing apparel.
This car is spectacular looking. Its color, its wheels, the detail, the soft canvas top, beautiful cars.
But then when we got in there, about a third of the people were racing somewhere old.
We have another beautiful early car, 1965. This is a very nice Mark II, original color. Pretty like the wheels on this one, the dark wheels. Looks menacing. Anyway, this is a beautiful red 66 Mark 1A. Some of these cars are really, really over the top with the details. Thank you. Another 66 Mark 1A. And again, another 66 Mark 1A in beautiful condition. Now we get into modified Tigers. Now these modified Tigers, it doesn't mean they got huge flares, but they could. But a lot of them have four-wheel disc brakes, aftermarket brakes, twin master cylinders, all kinds of stuff that the car never came with. And of course, this one is exceptional. This one was a car built by a famous builder of our group, and what's bizarre about it to me is the subtle intake system, all EFI of course, and all tricked out. But the other thing that's cool about this car is the suspension, because he's got really huge tires on it, especially even on the rear, which is very hard to do on a Tiger, but it's hard to see, but there's a lot of rubber under that car. There's a lot of rubber. That's a lot of rubber on that car. Trick suspension, crazy. Beautiful, beautiful blue interior. Oh my goodness. The restoration on this car must have cost more than my house.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is another.
Are you videoing?
Yes, I am. 66 Mark 1A. That red color is really popping. I love this Commodore blue color. Very nice.
Design and objectives. There's no real engineering. No, there's really not.
Interesting here saying that it is family owned since 1966. Wow. I bought mine in 73, but they've had this one in the family since 66. That's bizarre.
Induction. It's a Holly.
Mm-hmm.
Another 66 Mark 1A.
Hi, Clark.
Hey, Al. Al in the green shirt has that red Mark II we just saw a few minutes ago. This man is here with his father. He has this car, and his father has a car here also. Unbelievable, huh? That motor really pops, doesn't it? Wow. Those are the 15-inch aftermarket LAT wheels. A lot of the cars have the original, like my own, have the original 13-inch aluminum LAT wheel, but this is the reproduction 15-inch wheel, which makes it a lot easier to find tires. Try finding 13-inch tires. They're going to say, what kind of trailer you're going to put them on? Now, this car is a South African race car that the man found and restored. It's a factory race car, so very cool. And in Europe, they didn't call them Tigers, they called them Alpine 260s. That's why it says Alpine V8, because it's a Tiger, but it's called an Alpine because it came from other than the United States. Another beautiful car. Name's Clyde, and he was thrashing this car yesterday at the autocross track. This is a stunning, beautiful, restored Mark II. And originally my car was red also, but this car is over the top. Really, really beautiful. Looks like a new car. This belongs to Tom and Pam Jeppers. They drove this car many, many, many miles here. Just like myself, I bought this car, this black Mark II, which was originally red. I bought it in 1973, and I drove it here to Independence, Missouri, from Daytona, taking only back roads. And of course, none of these cars have AC, so and of course it is pretty warm today. It's about 90 degrees. Yep, I've had this car for 48 years. Drive it all over the world. It's been a great car. Another 66 Mark 1A. And last car is a 1965 that the owner, who is here, bought in 1968. Boy, I thought I was a long-time owner from 73 with that black car, but he bought this one in 68. Good job. That's all, folks.